We kind of gave our own personal ratings here and rankings. I think what would be a lot of fun if we just dived in and do a collaborative like master rating, tiered rating for these platforms, and the way we're going to do it, as you see on your screen, you have S, which is like super tier. That's like God tier. Like these are like the ultimate platforms in our opinion, right? Then you have A, B, C, and D, right? Now, multiple platforms could exist in a specific tier just based on what we consider to be the official ranking. And, like we mentioned before, we are judging it based off of content, UI, and value, like overall value. And then that means basically what you're paying for a subscription, is it really worth paying that month to month and everything? Before we dive into that, I think it also is worth mentioning Showtime, Showtime Anytime, because a lot of people love Showtime programming, like their shows. Yellow Jackets was a big hit last year. Obviously, it's the home of Dexter. When Dexter came back, a lot of people were super excited about that. I believe, what is that show with Liev Schreiber?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't have it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, but everyone was going nuts with that show. Like, and then what's the other one? It's the One Name Show. Like, there's a lot of stuff on there that that a lot of people talk about, but it's kind of hard to pull up. Hold on,
Ray
Showtime
Donovan
shows.
is the first one. I almost want to say it's the Nick, but I don't even know if that's Showtime. That was just a show for a minute.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. No, you're right about Ray Donovan. Oh,
they
the Two Doors. Some people were talking about that. The Shy. Shameless. Like
actually
Showtime.
that's a weird show. That's for someone like me. The Sacha Baron Cohen one. They have a
Hmm.
lot of quality shows, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is what you're getting at, but it's like they have the plug-in option and their own app kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
There have been plenty of times where I want to watch something and I have to figure that problem out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Billions and Homeland. Obviously, that's where you would find that stuff too. And the one thing that I do love about Showtime is because they have a partnership with A24. So they have an extensive A24 library on Showtime. But it's one of those things where if you happen to have cable, or someone who has cable and they happen to have Showtime, then that's probably the best route to go with this. Kind of to get a login for that and everything, or just have it as an add-on to. You could add it on to your Paramount, to your Amazon Prime account. I think Hulu, you could also add it on to there as well. So it's like one of those things that you could just easily add on to something you may already be subscribed to. So definitely worth checking out, because they do have a lot of decent shows there. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to start from the bottom and work our way up?
Oh, we got to end on first place for sure.
Yeah.
Keep that suspense going.
All right. So I think you and I were on the same boat here. I think Apple TV Plus is a D level, right? That's like the bottom of the bottom. It would be interesting to see if they ever work their way up eventually, but right now I just can't see it. So that's that. What would you think of Peacock?
I'm putting Peacock above Paramount. For me, it goes lowest Apple, then Paramount, then Peacock.
Hmm.
I put Peacock in the sixth spot because their movie library is good. And then you
Yeah.
didn't tell me they had baseball coming on. I didn't realize that. At some point when they're the only ones with SNL, that's a huge, like, that's the main reason I've used Hulu over the
Right.
years.
Yeah.
I think that's where I put them above jumping over Peacock, or Peacock jumping over Paramount.
Over Paramount. Yeah. Because in my opinion, I feel like Peacock and Paramount are, any given week they could exchange places, just
Sure.
based off of what I watch or whatever the case is. So I would probably say that both Peacock and Paramount probably belong as a C tier. Like, I feel like it is the cheaper options as far as like the monthly subscriptions, right? So you can't really go wrong, and they do offer stuff for almost everyone within the household. Yeah, you have someone who's into sports, if they happen to have that, good. If they have kids, you have kids programming, right? You have your adult programming. And the one thing that will like put either or over the top is that one is the home of Star Trek and the other one is the home of The Office and wrestling, WWE, right? Which are like huge fan bases. So it could go either or really any time for whatever the case is. Interesting to think about your thoughts on Prime Video.
So I have Prime actually ranked higher,
Mm-hmm.
basically because of the free shipping thing that put them
Yeah.
at the top with value. And then because they do have a solid library, and because I'm using them as a rental service for a lot of things that aren't anywhere else or
Mm-hmm.
only available for rent and it's cheaper, that's why they're actually the 3 slot for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
guessing that's higher than you have them. I have them even above Disney Plus. So my next slot, going from bottom to top, it would go
Mm-hmm.
Hulu, and then Disney Plus, and then Prime. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't fight you if you switch those around, because the question on value is like Amazon Prime's UI is so bad, and we're talking about rental. So if we're only doing streaming, and if we're not including getting 10 plain T-shirts shipped to you by Saturday at 9 a.m., then I wouldn't fight you if you wanted to rank Amazon Prime lower than I have them. Only I like a good film library so much. It's
Mm-hmm.
like where I spent a lot of time in college at I would go to film class, then would go to our film library and just kill hours there.
Yeah.
I like a good library and I'm willing to deal with all the other BS
Mm-hmm.
that's associated with it. That said, if we're only going on quality of streamer, then I wouldn't fight you if you have them lower than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Prime is definitely hard for me because I do appreciate their catalog. I do appreciate that it's connected to your Amazon account. Since I already pay for Prime in general, it's just included, right? It's I just happen to have it. If like we kind of mentioned before, if I was to look at it strictly for a pay for video service, streaming service, whatever the case is, I can't justify Prime Video at all to pay whatever the $8 a month for, right?
I
So
disagree. Yeah.
yeah, so I would probably include them along the same tier with Peacock and Paramount Plus. You know, like it kind of just like it's for me, it just makes sense that they all kind of sit in the same boat. Because unless there's something specifically that you really want to watch on there, like Miss Maisel, if you are like so hardcore for that show, if you really want to watch the latest episodes of Jack Ryan, you know, like Amazon is your place to go, right? So I'm gonna put them in C. Actually, I may even put Peacock and Paramount above it, you know, in a B
No,
tier.
no,
No,
now we're
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
how
I'm
dare
just
you.
kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No way. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. But before we continue, I wanted to quickly talk about Bulletproof Coffee. Bulletproof Coffee is my favorite coffee of choice to start off my mornings with. Why? Because it's clean coffee. What does that mean? Well, one, there are no chemicals in it. Why? Because they go through this multi-step process of making sure that all of their beans are fully clean and free of any chemicals so that when you get the beans delivered to you, it is the pure beans, the pure coffee, the goodness that you've been wanting, the taste, the flavor, and the nutritional value as well, without worrying about any added chemicals or anything else put into the mix there. It also doesn't have that weird acidic taste that some coffees give you. I don't know how about you, but for me, some coffees kind of give me that weird sensation in my stomach, makes me a little burpy, and it kind of drags me down a little bit instead of really waking me up, which is something that I need from my coffee every day. Bulletproof also offers a lot of keto-friendly snacks and supplements, anything that you need to kind of add to your everyday nutritional needs, add to your diet, and pretty much transforms the way you feel every day. So for a limited time, if you use this code that you see on the screen right now, LOWKEY GEEK, all caps, one word, you can get 15% off your order. So what is it better than that, right? Check out the link in the description of this episode. Use this code, get yourself your discount, and make your mornings a little bit more bulletproof with Bulletproof Coffee. Now, back to the episode. So, Disney Plus and Hulu. um, I want to talk about them together because of the bundle, right? If we talked about them separately, obviously Disney Plus is, like you said, more of a niche thing, because if you are into the Disney shows, the movies, Pixar, if you're into Star Wars and you're into Marvel, then that is your go-to, and that's probably going to rank so high for a lot of people. However, it's not like you're getting new stuff all the time, right? And that's like the bad thing. So, but when you add Hulu as part of the bundle, then wow, there's a lot more value for you there, right? So I would almost consider them to be maybe a level tier because of that value if you have the two. Now, if you were to do it separately, I think Hulu definitely would rank lower than Disney Plus, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. That bundle is really sweet, and I know we're not including ESPN in here at all, but I
Right.
use that one enough as a sports fan. Once we include that bundle is a sweet deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would, yeah, I would. And again, I would be curious to hear what other people think, like what you guys think, if this would be something that you would consider A tier, but I would consider it A tier there. So I think Blake is having some issues with his video. So I'll just talk about Netflix. So Netflix is definitely, again, they're the top. They've been in the business for so long. They definitely have a huge, robust library, to choose from. You got movies, you have shows. If you're into anime, you have stuff there. If you are into K dramas, that's your go to for a lot of people to go there for that. A lot of really, really fun Netflix exclusive programming, and documentaries. And like I said before, like if you are into like the true crime documentaries, I can't see how you cannot have Netflix on a month-to-month basis. So, Blake, in your opinion, now that you're back, would Netflix for you be higher than a Disney Plus?
Yes, only because their library is so expansive. I could kill
Mm-hmm.
more time on there. I do enjoy a lot of what is on Disney Plus. I actually think it's a cleaner app. I know I
Mm-hmm.
love Star Wars and Marvel more than almost anything on Netflix.
Yeah.
As far as the ones where I could get the most out of it, I'm ranking Netflix higher than Disney Plus
Mm-hmm.
only for that. The fact that
Yeah.
Disney Plus has the things that they own, uh, and that they are responsible for either acquiring the rights to or creating, whereas Netflix has so much. There are plenty of things. They've been doing the Oscars race thing where there's plenty of movies of great directors that I've enjoyed there, binge-worthy TV shows. They invented Netflix and chill, and got to
Yeah.
give them props for that. I think of them as like my first binges were all on Netflix. They have so many things like that. It puts it over. So while if you went pound for pound, Disney Plus is stronger. It has some of the highest, the best content and the best UI, and with a bundle,
Mm-hmm.
best deal. But if I'm going with a slightly different way of looking at it, then it would be who have I used the most and who am I likely to use the most next month. I'll stream a new Marvel or Star Wars show for sure, but other than that, I don't have as many things that I haven't seen before that Netflix
Yeah.
will get me on a month. So I think value wise, that's why I keep my Netflix subscription. And if I were to
Mm-hmm.
let one pass, it would be Disney on its own terms, regardless of the bundle.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. So I feel like, again, if we're including Disney and Hulu as a bundle, as an A tier, separately, I think Hulu, if you were just to like pinpoint Hulu alone, that's more like a B tier, right? So I think Netflix should be on par with that bundle. So I would probably put Netflix as an A tier platform. And I wouldn't argue at all with that. But I think, I guess you and I are unanimous. HBO Max is probably currently the God tier right now,
Number
number
one.
one, because of content, movies, shows. You have your HBO library, you have your Warner Brothers library, you have your DC, you have all of their other partnerships with Cartoon Network, Studio Ghibli, TCM, Criterion stuff. Like you have so much things there. Plus, you get the new Warner Brother releases 45 days after their release in theaters. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. The funny thing is, there's different ways of looking at the pricing for all of these, and it might depend
Yeah.
on what you're looking for, what else you want. But I think of HBO as the most expensive of them on that starting price, or at least among it. And they're still the best value, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, not even close. They're the best UI. They and Disney Plus have that. It's basically the selection and the reliability of that selection. Where I say, I would, if we're only going off streaming, no bundles, no Amazon Prime throw in, whatever, and it was $15 for HBO and $10 for all the others, I'm sticking with HBO still.
Mm-hmm.
I get the most value and the highest quality from that app for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and again, it's like I want to hear. Everyone's gonna have a different list, and we'll have a different ranking and all that because looking at your face, you're right.
Numbers over here. I mean, I think I figured out. Look, I'm in this science lab, this evil layer. I think I know what the best apps are. Please, I've got a spreadsheet. Get out of here.
Yeah, we've done extensive research and we calculated and crunched all the numbers, and this is the list right here. But yeah. Again, let us know what your thoughts are on our master tiering here. Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? What is on your list? What is your top 5? What are your go-tos and all that? Always love hearing from you guys. But that's the episode. I mean, it's a little longer than we thought, but again, there's a lot to talk about here for sure. So, as we close things out, Blake, where can people find you online?
Go to Letterboxd at Blake Wolf SSN, like Blake Wolf's screen name, BLAKEWOLFSSN. I got a couple extra followers since the last time we talked. Love to see it. So find me there. Fight me in the comments. Sure.
Nice.
Love
That's awesome. I'm glad. Yeah, follow Blake. I mean, again, it's great that we're getting his numbers up there, and like every little bit helps. So, as for myself and the channel, you can see all the proper tags on the screen: Twitter, Instagram, whatever. LOWKEY GEEK. Thank you for watching. If you are regulars here, if you're new and you're just coming across all this, do hit that like. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time a new episode is uploaded. And if you want to listen to an audio form of this show or any other programs that we do here, go to the LOWKEY GEEK channel on your podcast platform of choice, and you could find and download all the episodes there. And don't forget, leave a good rating. Let's get our numbers up there as well. So for that, I'm Rene, this was Blake, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Bye. Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed our little power ranking session of all the streaming platforms out there. If you want to catch any of the discussions we had and our little thoughts and reviews on the streaming platforms that we covered, make sure to check out the videos that you see on the screen right now. And as always, let us know your thoughts on everything that we talked about in the comments section below.